Okay, and here's where the game really starts to... We start to have a lot of fun, right? We start to loosen up a bit. Let's go, baby. Tibalt alts for the win. Oh! And we get the Kaya. That's nasty. Oh my god. That's brutal. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. For some of you guys out there, it has been long awaited, but now we are back, baby. We are back to playing some standard ranked. We are so close to mythic, and I wanted to dive back into standard for you guys because we have a new standard set release coming very soon. And so today I decided, why not today? Why not today? Let's go check out the meta, see if anything's changed, prepare ourselves for that Kamigawa drop. And yeah, man, we're gonna do it today. We're gonna be playing JUND control, and I'm gonna be an absolute troll on the ladder today, playing Cosmic Imposter. But what else is new? Trolling the ladder is what we do, baby. Today's deck, though, before I dive into it, break it down, get into the gameplay footage, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I just ask if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to just do so. It's a free way to help support the channel, and it goes a very long way, and I'd really appreciate it. All right, with that being said, let's talk about today's deck. I guess let's talk about the elephant in the room. Yeah, we've been playing Alchemy for a while now. It's been a couple of weeks, if not months now. The Alchemy's been out. I'm not even sure at the time frame, but I know a lot of you guys were pretty upset when I switched over to Alchemy for a little while, but the standard was getting a bit stale for me. I needed a little bit of a break from that, and I thought Alchemy was a great way to provide that, you know, breath of fresh air for a little while. And I do want to come back to it now that we're getting close to the new set release. I want to get back into standard, figure out how it's playing right now, and you know, once the new set release comes, we'll be a lot more prepared on our deck building skills for standard and get you guys some cool videos right away. So that's what we're doing, and we're doing it today in JUND. We're really kind of a Golgari list here, but we're just splashing red for Tibalt, so it makes it a JUND list. But it's a very standard grindy control list that you see with the mono blacks, the Orzovs. We rely a lot on the you know, those little 1/1s like the Eye Twitch and the Ghast, paired up with the Deadly Dispute to get us treasure. Treasure is going to be a very big key player in this list because we need to get to our Blood on the Snow very quickly, and we need to get to our Tibalt very quickly. So treasures are going to be key in ramping us into those things, because mono white and mono green, we find out, are very apparent still in the meta. They're everywhere. So being aggressive is popular, and so we've got to aggressively ramp into our removal. So we got a lot of things that offer us treasure. We've got the Ghast, we've got the Deadly Disputes, we've also got the Merchants. You've seen this package before, but we also splashed in some Prosperous Innkeeper for the life gain ability, as well as the extra treasure. So there's a lot of card draw in this based on the Disputes and the Merchant's ability to sacrifice creatures and treasures. But yeah, our win con obviously being Tibalt going over the top. You guys are going to see us actually just go absolutely wild with Tibalt today. Tibalt was awesome. Tibalt is by far, I think, the best planeswalker. It's just the fact that it costs 7 to get out is a little bit tough, and it's hard to protect itself. So those two things, if you can fix those two things by ramping up and just preparing, you know, a clean board state that it can thrive in, your Tibalt's gonna go absolutely on a rampage. And some removal tools along the way. We chose to use Eaten Alive. We got 3 of these bad boys. It's a great removal tool that we can either choose to sacrifice a creature, which we love to do anyways, or we could just pay the extra cost on this card and we get to you know, exile target creature planeswalker, which is super helpful. We've also got Binding the Old Gods, and this is also going to help us ramp into our Blood on the Snows and whatnot. But yeah, the deck is pretty, like I said, it's a pretty standard blood money style list, with, you know, the green and red splash, I think makes it a lot of fun, and with Tibalt being our win con, of course. So a lot of fun. This deck is a blast to play. We do have a sideboard for the Eye Twitch. We've got 2 Environmental Sciences, Necrotic Fumes, Containment Breach, Pest Summoning, Introduction to Annihilation, and Mascot Exhibition. But the deck list, as always, is going to be down below in the description. If you guys want to go over to the Aether Hub and copy paste that right into the arena, you can do that. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm excited to just be back in standard. We'll be continuing into standard, I think, as long as I can, until, you know, maybe if I run into Is It Turns 30 times in a row like I did before, I might jump back to Alchemy. We might go back and forth, but ultimately we're preparing for the drop of Kamigawa, and the new set. So you might be seeing a little bit more standard here on the channel, but enjoy the gameplay footage, and we'll see you guys back here at the end for some final thoughts on the deck. Peace. All right, we're doing a couple of different things today that is going to be kind of new, or not, some new, some old, and we're mixing things up though. Today's going to be a little bit of a fresh start here. We're back in standard, guys. We're gonna give it a shot today. We're gonna see how things pan out. We've got a JUND list today that's just gonna be pure control kind of, and we're gonna hope we don't run into is it control every single game, and if we do, it might not be so fun, and I apologize now if that happens, but that's what we're trying to avoid. But we're also playing some new background music, man. I found another content, you know, DMCA free playlist that I kind of dig, so I'm gonna let it run on some new background music today, which I hope you enjoy. So I feel like the camera's dark today too, and if I turn it up it blinds me, but yeah, I don't know, it just seems off, the color seems off, but we'll have to run with it. All right, so we've got mono white is what we're playing against here. Binding seems like a fun card. It does ramp us as well, but I don't really get the ramp if I'm eating the treasure, do I? So let's go with the merchant, because the merchant's a 1/4 body, and just pass the turn here. We can block sacrifice with the merchant to draw a card too, but again, I don't really feel like eating my treasures when I'm trying to ramp into things like Tibalt. We've also got things like Blood on the Snow that we got to consider drawing into. We really need to find one, especially in this matchup. Could be a pretty easy game if we can find one, to be honest. We'll see though. We'll see though, man. Why does it seem so dark? Hold on, guys. I'm going full screen just for a second here. Why does it seem so dark? I don't know. Let me do this. Let me reset the camera a little bit. I don't know. It feels like it's very, very dark, even though the light is directly on me and it's very bright. All right. But we'll fix that after this game. I just didn't see it until now. 4, 5, 6. So we got not enough for the Valkyrie or the Tibalt. Let's go ahead and play Binding. Let's take out their biggest threat here. They've only got 2 mana, right? So that's something we gotta be pretty happy about. And the fact that we could take out their Usher or the Fallens with just these 2 little chump blockers is keeping them from attacking, which is so huge. But this Paladin class pumping up changes that discussion a little bit. Changes things slightly. Okay. Oops. There we go. Seems like a no-brainer to me. No attack getting through here. And we get a snow permanent, dual land. Another land comes in, and we got ourselves a Tibalt. Seems like another no-brainer play for me here. We'll be taking one of your Usher of the Fallen. Nothing with haste, right? So Tibalt should be totally fine here, unless they're running some sort of exiling effects, you know, through instant sorceries. But there's also Fateful Absence, I guess I didn't consider, so that could hit us. But I'm gonna play the odds here and say that our opponent here is just a pure creature aggro list that we should be able to keep pace with now, especially now that we got Tibalt down. So all right, so they're going to try to run me over, which is totally fine. Are they going to go for the Tibalt? Because then I will block. If they go face, I won't. Smart. Very smart. But after I plus Tibalt just one time, I'm going to be able to grab a couple of different creatures here from their deck and mine. So a lot of plays potentially here. I'd rather play this right now. Let's go like that. Let's just hold the Deadly Dispute. Thalia is actually a pretty good play here. I know it's going to make my Deadly Dispute more expensive, but we still have enough mana to spend on it. So I say let's play the Thalia. It's a good blocker having that first strike mechanic. Let's see what they want to take here. They want to take Thalia, huh? Oh, the Paladin class. I did not take that into account. So it's actually okay that they're going to take Thalia here. That way it opens up my dispute again. That was not it for me, unfortunately. I Did not take into account the paladin class. Welcome back to Standard, Swayze. Come on, get your head in the game. Get your head in the game. Yeah, we wanted to give Standard a try again because, you know, the new Kamigawa is coming out soon, and I just want to be prepared. Want to be prepared for what's coming and see what the meta is all about. See if it's changed at all. We'll create a treasure token here. And we hit nothing but lands, so that's sad. That's a good card. This does go back into our opponent's hand, though. Or not, or their hand. It actually goes onto their side of the battlefield when we do our thing here.
Surely you can handle a little pain.
How do we want to do this? So let's go here. Here. They get their Thalia back. Let's go ahead and get our biggest creature, which also draws us cards, right? Let's get one of these down. Now we have something to sacrifice with the Skullport Merchant. Plus, they're not going to want to swing into us with the Thalia now because we can block with the Merchant and then sacrifice the Shambling Gas and do the -1/1. That'll change things, though. That definitely gives the Thalia a little bit more juice, doesn't it? All right, that opens the potential to attacking now. No problems for them on that. But Tibalt's almost ready to ult. We are almost to -8. Exiling all graveyards seems like a pretty fun idea, I can't lie. There's no need to hold these treasures anymore. We've ramped so much and we have nothing but mana in hand, so pretty nice, I can't lie. More creatures. That's what we want to see. That is what we want to see. Tibalt is popping off at the moment. All right, so Clarion Spirit first. That way we get to trigger its ability. And I think this is where we should see our opponent scoop, I would assume. But if they want to keep playing it out, we can keep playing it out. It's just a matter of time. This is kind of how the deck works, right? We grind out our opponent, get to the end game, and then we finally beat them when we go really, really big and they can't come back from, you know, the type of punishment we can put on them. They're just going to run out of gas. We're not, you know. I'm surprised they're hanging around, though. They are hanging around. Okay. Let's take care of this now. That way we don't have to worry about it later. Auto pay here. Let's just eat the spirit token. I think the eye twitch is not bad. I don't want to -8 yet. I want to make sure we can keep Tibalt. Ah, but we hit land. Look at this. Look at this garbage, man. Shuffler's fine, right? Shuffler is fine. All right, and then this next turn we alt Tibalt, and yeah, we wrap this game up with a nice little bow. Unbelievable, though. I mean, look at our hand, though. That is just garbage. Absolute garbage. Yeah, that's the card I would take too. High Twitch is worth it. All right, they're gonna gain a lot of extra life here because of the adversary, so they're gonna hang around. They're gonna be a nuisance, but we'll get them. All we got to do is top deck another Blood on the Snow, and the game is over. But we're also gonna minus graveyards, and we'll get another Blood on the Snow that way. So let's go here. Okay, and here's where the game really starts to. We start to have a lot of fun, right? We start to loosen up a bit. Let's go, baby. Tibalt alts for the win. And just to cap it all off and put a nice little bow on everything, let's go ahead and blood on the snow here. Get back a 3/3 spirit. And let's go to the... There's a scoop. I was gonna say, let's go to the graveyard, but our graveyard's in our hand already, so... Let's go. Well, I messed around with the camera. To me, it seems a little dimmer than usual, but apparently it's saying it's the same as always, but... I rewatched it. It seems pretty dim, but I reset it and it stayed the same. So nothing I can do, unfortunately, for now. Hope it still looks decent for you guys. That first game was amazing, though. Amazing. This game's not going to be as amazing because we're playing against infinite turns. So at least I think we are. If we see a foretell here, pretty good indicator that we are. Okay. I think I want to ramp here into our Tibalt as fast as we can. Let's see what they want to do with this Ghast. It looks like they have something for it. Definitely don't want to get hit with Jawari Disruption on a Dispute. That would really stink. So let's just play into this and see if maybe they dispute our Innkeeper. Trying to play better, man. I'm trying my best to play a little bit better. It's pretty late in the month and yet to be in Mythic. Kind of took it the slow route this time, so want to make sure we play smart here today and make some good choices. Iteration. All right, which cards are we gonna take here? Playing a land probably off of this. Spikefield Hazard, that's a tap land, we'll take that. All right, that means their turn's over. All right, we're ramping it again, putting us at 6 mana already, which means we have a Tibalt starting next turn. I like it. I like it. Turn 4 Tibalt Cosmos Imposter, like that's pretty busted. That's pretty busted, and we could still deadly dispute our Innkeeper here. There's not a whole lot. I mean, is it have good answers for planeswalkers? I'm actually not sure. Spikefield Hazard, that's an easy dispute. Moment of Truth. 1 mana disruption on the Tibalt I don't think exists, right? So let's play the Tibalt. We plus it and hopefully we can take over this game starting now. Burn down the house and a Duress. Duress is huge. Duress is really, really big time. All right. This is the matchup why this is why Duress is in this deck, is for this matchup. All right. See what you got. Galvanic Iteration to the yard, and they're going to double down on Divide by 0. Okay, that's actually pretty darn good, man. At least we still get our Duress to play this turn, which is nice. I'm gonna take the Unexpected Windfall. Keep my hand as small as possible as well, because we want to make sure that our opponent isn't able to cast a good Teachings here. 4, 5. Okay. Wish there was a way I could sacrifice this gas so I can get this back out there this turn. Yeah, that double divide was pretty brutal, I can't lie. They got us good with that one. If only I had a go blank in this situation. We were about to ultimate the Tibalt too, man, next turn. Infinite turns is it's a nasty deck, man. It's hard to beat. It's very, very hard to beat. I could Eaten Alive to get the treasure, but think I'm just gonna play burn down the house here. I think I'm gonna play burn down the house and just get aggressive. All right, that's a bit of damage there. It's a bit of damage. A braid might come down here, maybe even see the Prismari command to get the treasure. We'll see. They Prismari command the ghast. I'm surprised they give me the treasure based on how much mana I have available to me. That does open up the Tibalt again, so it's kind of interesting to see that. And then they abrade the 1/1. That's a really good 2-for-1 there. They are just trying to get their teachings to be a much better play. So I don't blame them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to end the turn there. I don't like it, but I have to end the turn here. I'm giving him the teachings here. It's 3 mana. Might as well let him have it. Puts him in not the best position, but anytime Izzet's drawing cards, we're not doing well. All right, divide. If this gets divided, that's exactly why I didn't want him drawing cards, right? Dewire Disruption, we'll pay. Have another one? They have something. It's got, yep, it's got to be another one, right? All right, that's fine. That's why we didn't play the other. That's why we didn't play the other Valky. So we do have another card here in hand. Oh man, what are the opponents just getting a lot of mana built up here? So it's tough. I will be taking that gold span, which is really nice. And they foretell the All Runs Epiphany. Okay, so we're in trouble here because the All Runs Epiphany. The All Runs Epiphany produces the birds, in which kills our Tibalt if we minus it. And we do kind of have to minus it, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could plus it. Draw 2 cards here. If I hit a black source, I can make this work. I have to gamble it all. I have to gamble it all on the Tibalt plus. Here's what we're gonna do. Tibalt's coming down. I can minus it to kill the dragon, right? Which would then ensure my safety from Tibalt being hit by the dragon on the following turn, right? But that doesn't stop the fact that our opponent's gonna take 2 turns this time around, and they're gonna have 4 birds, which can attack Tibalt. So if I can plus Tibalt and get it to 7 loyalty and draw 1 black source, I can eat alive this Goldspan dragon. Banking on the 1 land here. It's got to be a black source too. It can't just be any land. Okay, we got it. Rewarded. All right, they get another treasure. It is what it is. We know it's in their hand. I mean, more mana is not going to help them any more than what they've already got. So now they're going to get the 4 birds, and they're going to get 2 turns. So they can still kill Tibalt, but it does take away, you know, it takes away them attacking our face at all. They're going to have to basically spend this next 2 turns attacking Tibalt with these birds. And then we just have a Blood on the Snow to answer the bird problem. Getting back what though? Nothing great, huh? They ignore Tibalt. Okay, so they must have another All Runs Epiphany off the top here. It's the only thing I could think of. They didn't spend any mana there though. I would have thought if they had All Runs Epiphany, they would have just spent the mana on that turn, but they didn't. Which either means they just top decked it and got super lucky, or they slow rolled it. I don't know, but 4, 5, 6 damage here. Memory Deluge. So you're saying there's a small chance here, huh? I mean, they're leaving Tibalt alive, which is pretty wild. This is why, if they find a Spikefield Hazard, though, they win the game. They scry 2 to the bottom, though, so that's a good sign. They've already played 1 Spikefield Hazard, though, right? And then they also have 1 on the board, or am I crazy? They played one, and then there's one here. So the likelihood of them having it is pretty slim. I mean, this is pretty crazy.
Make no mistake, I'm not nice.
This is pretty crazy. One all runs Epiphany does the trick for our opponent here, though. Can't lie, I'm pretty nervous right now. Pretty nervous. Let's see here. Prosperous Innkeeper, because we need the life gain. Deal the one here. We get the treasure. Play another Prosperous Innkeeper. We get another treasure, which then allows us to play the Merchant, which gains us even more life. Seems like a pretty good plan. Just try to get my life total as high as possible because of an all runs Epiphany. You know, if they somehow get another one off the top, it'd be pretty brutal. And so let's just gain as much life as we possibly can here. This will gain us another 2. And we can put one of these bodies in front of this Hall of the Storm Giants. I know I have a Field of Ruin now, but I would love the crack on the Hall, but I'd rather just do it this way, gain the life. And if they want to crack the Hall, that's a W for us because we just chump block it and good to go. But it looks like they found a third all runs Epiphany here, and they're going to copy it as well. So they double down on the Galvanic. Okay, now I'm getting really nervous. They get double the copies. Burn down the house. I see their game plan now. Okay. That's game. They deal 9 regardless of the situation and the outcome. They deal 9. So we end up losing this one, ladies and gentlemen, but we gave it our best shot against Is It Turns. You know, I'm almost never gonna win that matchup. Almost no circumstance. So we did really well. We were about to ult the Tibalt, and yeah, man, it is what it is. Man, it feels good to be back on Standard, but if I could just address it right now about the whole alchemy thing. I know I've actually, which is crazy to think about, but I've actually had people unsubscribe because I played alchemy for a little while, and it was never the, you know, end all be all playing alchemy, and I'm very happy to be back on Standard. But as you can tell, nothing's changed from Standard. This is not me complaining or griping or being salty at all. I love Standard, and it is what it is, and I'm glad we have alchemy as a way to escape the meta game of Standard right now, because with the infinite turns and the mono whites, the fact that I came back and those are the first 2 games we played is kind of a testament to the fact that, you know, it's gotten a bit stale. And not so much stale, just the infinite turns thing is the thing I can't really stand. Everything else is fine. The mono whites, the mono greens, they're very strong, but you know, something has to be the strongest, right? But you know, when we're talking about infinite turns, it was just something I needed to break from. I really needed to break from it, and I'm glad we got that break, and refreshed and ready to go for the, you know, the new Kamigawa set coming out. All right, so this is an interesting take. Do we go for, I think we're gonna go for duress here because I want to take care of their Blizzard Brawl, because if they find it here on this go, it's gonna be annoying. There's their Blizzard Brawl. That feels good. All right, so now they just have to straight attack, which we'll probably let go through because we want to make sure we can hit this Eat Alive. Also have a sacrifice for the dispute. It's gonna be a tricky game. This is gonna be one we're gonna have to navigate and tread lightly for sure. Probably gonna go, yeah, here for sure, right? And then we'll need a black source for the Eaten Alive. We'll do it like that. And again, we're probably going to take a pretty decent shot here from our mammoth friend. But the mammoth, I mean, it's scary. Don't get me wrong. A 5/5 every turn with the land is tough. That's a lot of damage to be taking. But I'm still okay with it. Oddity, that's tough. Oh man, all right. No blocks, I don't think. I think I want to still keep it for a sacrifice to the Deadly Dispute next turn. That way we can go straight into Blood on the Snow. And then we'll have a really good Blood on the Snow because they're probably going to play these two creatures here, which leaves them with one card in hand. We are going to be very, very low on the life total, but we should be okay, I hope. Famous last words, right? 2 blood. Wow. Okay, we are not okay. So 4, 5, 6, 7. That's still not lethal, but I can't exactly take any more damage, can I? All right. 2 blood on the snows is better than 1. That's for sure. All right, so we got a full hand. We know what's in their hand. They're gonna play one of them on the end step. I've gotta presume, right? Like, yeah, they do. They play the Werewolf Pack Leader, which is the better version, the better card, which I love. Which I do love. Innkeeper, and we can actually take their last creature here, which might be pretty fruitful, to be honest. Let's take it. All right. So Valky comes in and does its job for the first time, getting a creature for us. Of course it's the troll though. Okay, so that's brutal, man. Okay. So you're kidding me, right? We're 1 land shy of casting the Tibalt to exile this. So back up to 4. Might as well transform this while we have the opportunity. We can 1 and sacrifice this card and destroy target enchantment or artifact. This is such a crazy top deck our opponent hit here, though. I kind of want to keep the Innkeeper just so I can keep gaining life. But if they hit even just a single Snakeskin Veil off the top, I'm going to regret it. So that's so frustrating. Really pushing me close to the edge here on this game. It's a land. Okay, so I do regret dropping our edgy there. I start to gain a lot of value here, though. I get the Old Girl Troll. So now the only thing that can really screw us over here is them top decking a haste creature with trample. A haste creature with trample, like the oddity. Let's pray it's not an oddity, and we're good. All right, we're good. We are good. We get the troll down. Oof, Asika's Chariot's nice too. Oh yeah, we're looking very, very good now. And here's where the game turns on its head. Yes, please. That should be GG's. We got mono green locked up. Let's go. Mono green was close though, man. They took me to the edge there. Holy cow, I was teetering on death. Imagine had I blocked with just the Geist there and they played a Snakeskin Veil or something. That would have been disgusting. Good games. All right, let's get one more good game in here, man, before we close this video out and close out the gameplay footage. But man, I'm really happy to be back in Standard, but I am a little, it's a little crazy that we hit the trifecta already in our first 3 games. We got the mono white, you know, the Is It Turns, and then we also had the mono green. So we hit all the stops here. This is an interesting hand. Do we keep this? I hope you guys are enjoying it though, man. I'm enjoying myself playing. You know, I'll play anything really, but I just want to make sure you guys are entertained. And playing the same decks always over and over again is never really fun, which is why we really shook it up. But just hope you guys are enjoying yourself. If you are, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It lets me know you guys are enjoying the game. All right, that's a easy decision for me there. The Deadly Dispute gone. That takes away their draw engine. This comes down. We hit it with the Binding. We're gonna be a turn behind it though. They need to find a white source though to actually cast it. I think they were leaning too much on their Deadly Dispute there on that hand. So our Duress was actually super clutch here. Super clutch. And then we got the Binding now. So if they want to play their Vampire, we've got this. Still no white mana though. And they don't attack into my Merchant. They go right over the top. I'm curious as to why they didn't. If I bind their eye twitch, they can just go and get an environmental sciences, and then it fixes their mana issues. So I think I'm just gonna pass the turn here. I don't like it, but you know what? We're getting closer to our Tibalt, and so no action here might be the right move. Them not having white mana means they can't, you know, do this with the cleave cost. You know, the vampire is no good, which means they have no draw engine. I like it. 4, 5, 6. I could get Tibalt out this turn. Okay, well, they find their Deadly Dispute. So, yeah, I think I might just get Tibalt out on this turn. And we'll exile their Vampire, because that's definitely what they're going to play here. That does mean we have to give up our Merchant to our Deadly Dispute if we're going to try to ramp into Tibalt. Which I don't like. I'm not going to lie. Not a big fan of, but I think it makes a lot of sense here. Entered this turn. Okay, so they go environmental sciences. Okay, so they're not playing their Vampire this turn, which makes this honestly even easier to play Tibalt, because I can plus Tibalt, right? So it's kind of nice. I am afraid, obviously, of removal. Oof. Okay, the Duress here. The Duress feels nice, but I don't have the mana to cast it, unfortunately. The Duress would make me feel a lot better about, like, if Tibalt's going to survive or not. Man. You had to give me the Duress, huh? I think it's a smart play, man. I think I have to be smart about this. Yep, I'm glad I did. Kaya would have gotten rid of it. Glad we did that. Nice. That was huge. That was huge restraint I just showed there, and I'm glad I did, because that would have been bad. That would have been really, really bad. And then Vanishing Verse can't hit it, so I'm not scared about that card at all. Not scared of that at all. I am scared of whatever that card is, though. We don't know what it is. We take care of their only draw engine here. It becomes ours. We can actually get, you know, we can actually use this as well, because it actually states power 2 or less creatures. We have plenty of those, so works really well. Meat Hook Massacre for 2 seems pretty fun. That seems pretty fun. It takes away the fact that I'm going to have to take 3 from this, from the ward cost, so let's just get rid of it in a clean manner. And I also have the, you know, residuals of the Meat Hook Massacre putting in work for us. Let's put in our friend here, the Welcoming Vampire. And starting next turn, playing things like the Innkeeper will get us some cards, but they want to use a Vanishing Verse on that. That's totally fine. Totally fine. They are not going to like me. We are kind of built for their deck. I'm not going to lie. We are built for this deck. They do not want to see me at all right now. They are not happy. Oh, and we get their Kaya. That's nasty. Oh my god, that's brutal. I actually feel really bad for them. That was not their game. GG. That's gonna do it for the gameplay footage today, guys. Thank you so much for making it this far into the video. I absolutely cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. If you've made it this far, it's, you know, it's quite the feat to sit through almost an hour length video here on YouTube, and I'm glad that you enjoyed it enough to do so, and found it interesting enough. But I hope you enjoyed the list today, and I thought it made for some pretty cool content. So I'm happy with the deck and the list, and I think it's really, really fun. But we can talk about it and be honest about it, and really break down the pros and cons and things like that, things we might change out of the list. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a shout out real quick for making it this far, because I really do appreciate that so much. All right, so the list. It's not perfect. I'll be straight up with you. It's not perfect at all. The duress in this list is for, you know, those is it turns lists. It's kind of our only way to defend against the is it turns. It's meant for us to get into their hand early, take away their extra turns, you know, their all runs epiphanies, yada yada. That card can be pretty dead when going against mono white. It's a scary card to see in your opening hand because you either have the nuts or you have a completely dead card that you are just basically going to throw into the graveyard. So this is one of those cards that you could probably take out, put in another discard spell. Let me explain something. So we can get another discard spell, right? Like let's just say check for traps, right? Much better discard spell, obviously, but it's a 2-drop spell. So let's say this is in your opening hand, right? This is in your opening hand when you could have had duress. And let's just say you are up against that matchup where it's is it turns. Well, now your check for traps does nothing because your opponent is going to foretell their all runs epiphany before you can check for traps. So in some places, if you're not going first, check for traps is way worse. And I've had it happen before where I've missed the all runs epiphany by 1 because I had check for traps and was really upset I didn't have duress in that spot. So that's the only reason I'd choose duress over check for traps, but there are other options for that discard spell if you want to try to combat and fight those all run epiphany decks. Other than that, we have to be more aggressive. We have to be quicker off the draw and just try to kill them before they can get to their big explosive over the top, 30 turns. I think we do a pretty good job against creature decks. I think the mono white meta, the mono green meta, we do okay. We are a little slow to the, blood on the snows and the bindings. Our removal doesn't start kicking in until a little later in the game. Eaten Alive is a nice, it mitigates that a little bit, which is great. But we're sacrificing blockers in order to take out creatures. And sometimes having a blocker is kind of important in those spots. I think it works really well with Shambling Ghast, obviously, because it gets the -1/1. You could probably pick off 2 creatures with that particular Eaten Alive. So it's a really good early game removals spell. But then once you have to wait for binding or blood on the snow, it can get a little scary. You kind of push yourself to the brink of death, and then you get that blood on the snow and you take over the game. That's kind of the idea of the deck, which is why we have to ramp with these treasures really, really hard. So you might want to think about that when copy pasting this deck. You might want to make some changes of your own. Biggest ones being the hand hate, and then maybe a little more early game removal, maybe some blood cheese thirst, things like that. But yeah, you can kind of go a bunch of different directions with this deck. But yeah, by no means is this like a tier 1 like destroys every deck in the meta at all. Is it turns is really tough for us, and I do think mono white and mono green could be pretty quick. We had some good games against them, obviously, but if we don't find that blood on the snow in time, or we don't ramp into it the best way possible, it could get a little dicey. But I really enjoyed the list. I think Tibalt is an absolute beast, and it's just a card I've been wanting to play for a long time. These cards go in my rotation of decks, and then we don't see them again for a while, and I just get the urge and itch to play them again. And Tibalt was one of those cards, so I wanted to make a JUND control list today, and I think it worked out pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with it. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for today's video. Today is Wednesday, so there is gonna be a live stream tonight here on the channel around 6 o'clock Arizona time till 8, so we go 2 hours. Hope to see most of you guys there, and I know some of the people I'll see there for sure are part of the Marty Mob. Huge shout out at the end of every video goes to my Marty Mob, man. Love you guys, appreciate you guys. Everything you do means the world to me, and each and every one of you, man, that supports this channel through the membership program as a Marty Mob member. It goes so far and such a long way, and my gratitude is endless for you guys. So thank you so much for everything you do. If you guys want to become part of the Marty Mob and join this list of people here, you can hit the join button down below or the link in the description. It'll explain everything to you on what the Marty Mob actually is. And yeah, guys, that's gonna tie up today's video, and we'll see you guys back here tonight for the live stream. If not, we'll see you back here on Friday for potentially another standard video. Till next time, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.